Hi, my name is Rebecca, and in today's lesson we're going to talk about the difference between two little words that are often confused by students who are learning English, and they are some and any. Okay? So I've written some notes on the board. Let's have a look. Some is used in affirmative sentences. Affirmative sentences means positive sentences, the opposite of negative. We're going to look at some examples in a minute, so hang on. Any is used in negative sentences and also in questions. Alright? So let's take an example so you understand these points. I have some money. Now here we used some because it was an affirmative sentence. It's a positive sentence. I have some money. I cannot say I have any money. I have some money. Now, let's look at the next example, which is negative. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Now we used any because any is used in a negative sentence. Alright? Next one. Do you have any money? Do you have any money? Right? Now it's a question. So again, we are able to use the word any and not the word some. Alright? That's generally how it works. Another example, do you have any salt? You could also ask someone, do you have any children? Right? Or do you speak any other languages? In all these cases, we are using any because it is in fact a question. Alright? So that's the basic rule. That will tell you whether to use some or whether to use any. Let's look at a few other minor points. Okay? Sometimes some is used in a question when we expect yes as the answer. Alright? When we expect a positive response, we might use some in the question. Alright? I know that makes this a little bit questionable, but this is the basic rule. This is an exception. Let's look at the example of the exception. Would you like some soup? So when you ask somebody, would you like some soup? We're hoping that they will say yes, because we want to serve them, right? So we don't say, would you like any soup? But we would say, would you like some soup? That's more common. Or, could I have some cake? If you ask someone, could I have some cake? You're hoping that they're going to say yes. And that's why that you're using the word some. Alright? And the last point, another exception, is we use the word any when we have the words never or hardly or without in the sentence. So we could say, for example, he never has any time. Not he never has some time, but he never has any time. Or we could say, he hardly has any salt. He hardly has any time. He hardly has any books. Okay? Or, he passed the exam without making any mistakes. Right? So we can also use the word without, with any. So these two that I told you at the end are the exceptions. This is the basic rule. When we come back, I'm going to give you a little quiz to see if you've mastered this little point. Okay, so let's try a little quiz now to see how well you've understood the concept of some and any. Alright? Let's take the first one. I don't want blank pizza. I don't want blank pizza. What would you say? Some or any? Okay? The correct answer would be any. I don't want any pizza because it's a negative sentence. Alright? Next one. He has blank issues. Issues is another word we can use instead of problems. Alright? He has blank issues. What do we say there? Some or any? Okay? He has some issues. That's because it's a positive sentence. All right? Next one. Do you have blank tacos? Do you have blank tacos? Tacos, of course, is very tasty food from Mexico. Okay. Do you have any tacos? Right? Because it's a question. Next one. Would you like blank burritos? Burritos is a very tasty food from the Middle East. Would you like blank burritos? What do we say there? Some or any? Some. Because even though it's a question, we are expecting yes as the answer, and therefore we can use some in this question, right? Last one. She never has blank time for me. She never has blank time for me. So would we say some or any? Think about it. Okay? Again, this is an exception, even though it's a sentence. Because we're using the word never, we are using the word any. She never has any time for me. Okay? I know it can be a little bit confusing, but it's also got pretty logical explanation. So do a lot of practice. If you'd like to do a quiz on this, please visit our website, www.ingvid.com. You can do a quiz, and you can also see many other English lessons on other aspects of English. Good luck with your English. Bye for now.